know we're in partner? What does it feel like?
Wow, that's a great point because people don't always feel it. Let me make one other point about the predator. And I also, Donna Marie, I didn't give you a chance to finish answering your question about how do I work with predators, and then I'll go into the partner. So with the prey, I was saying taking up space, shorter sentences, downward inflection, louder volume. With the predator, things I would do to coach them would be to let other people interrupt them, to speak by asking questions instead of giving commands, to make sure that they have a warm smile on their face. It seems like simple things, and it's incredibly effective. And again, it just depends on the individual. There would be many other behaviors that I would tweak according to the person. So your question was, how do you know when you're in partner? What does it feel like? The challenge is that sometimes people think that they're the opposite. I coach a prey to take up more space and talk louder and slower, and they think they're being a predator. I coach a predator to smile, to nod, to let someone interrupt them, to ask questions, and they feel stupid and silly and ridiculous. Again, that's why the video camera is so important. And nowadays, we have video cameras on our smartphones, and we have the flip cameras and all sorts of things that people can use. So if I were to give a recommendation, I would say start videotaping yourself when you want to play with the behaviors, because that's going to give you more information than how it feels internally. And your point is an important one. Just note that there may be a gap in that internal feeling before you realize you're in partner.
Okay, so if you're a natural prey or natural predator, when you're in partner in the beginning stages, it might be uncomfortable. So yeah, it isn't always this state of bliss in partnerdom. So that's really actually, it's a change.
Oh, Donna Marie, it not only is it not bliss, it's often uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. I mean, even for me sometimes to stay partner externally, I'm just not happy about it. You know, I think that's an important one and sometimes I work with people that sense of mismatch or inauthenticity is really a struggle for them. And I tell them, it's not about feeling comfortable internally. It's about getting the results you want in your relationships. And if you want that other person to feel safe and respected and to respect you, then it may be worth it to go through that internal discomfort.
Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying. We've got a question from Real Coaching Radio TV. Is partnership part of willingness to compromise on issues?
Sometimes, absolutely. And the good news, the weird thing is that when you go partner, a lot of times you'll get more of what you want than you expected. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a situation. I wanted what I wanted. I did all the right things. I was partner. I was friendly. I was respectful. And I didn't get what I wanted. And I stayed partner. Meaning, I didn't punish the person for not giving me what I wanted or doing what I wanted, which us predators can do. We know punish. And when I resisted that temptation and I stayed in partner, the irony is I ended up getting the thing I wanted. And the reason for this, and Donna Marie, you may be familiar with this, is that the way our brains work, we are hardwired to influence each other and be affected by each other and want, believe it or not, we want to please others because selfishly we get to feel better. And so when I'm kind and respectful to someone and they don't give me what I want and they know, she'd be really happy if I gave this to her. And they know unconsciously that they're going to feel better about themselves, I often end up getting what it is that I've asked for. So yes, it can be about compromise, and it's far more magical than that.
Okay. This starts to remind me of the concept of nonviolent communication. I'm not sure that we have to sacrifice or do compromising, but in order to get our point across, in a polite but assertive way.
Yeah.
And I think you had highlighted this earlier, that we don't know how to face conflict in a healthy, constructive way. I think there's some communication gaps that we have.
Yeah.
So if we could be assertive as well as polite,
Yeah.
we would at least have the floor and